Hi, my name is Jesse at Trash Panda, and I've always been curious about how discs are cooled. If you didn't already know, when a disc comes off the machine, it's super hot. So typically we lay it on a table and let it cool. But I want to see if how a disc is cooled ultimately affects how it flies. So today we're going to test a bunch of different weird ways of cooling a disc to see if whether things like time, gravity, heat, or even the cold affect the final product. Wait. What? So we're gonna jump right in and go through all of these tests in order. And if there's anything I'm missing or think of while we're doing the test, I'll add it in throughout. First up, we'll test the disc normal on its back, and we'll do that for certain amounts of time. Then we're gonna flip it over and see if going right side up and gravity has any effect. Then, just because, I kind of want to take it right out of the machine and put it on its side. I don't even know what that would do. After that, we'll go back to the disc on its back, but on a cold surface and a hot surface. Technically, the entire idea of this test is about how plastic shrinks when it cools. So how the disc is positioned is one thing, but whether the disc cools faster or quicker is also a completely different variable. And finally, after that, the experiments are gonna get quite wacky, but you'll just have to trust me, we'll get there. So Kyle, do you have any weird experiments you wanna try?
Yes, all of the weird experiments.
But what in particular are you most excited about?
The freezer and the fridge.
What do you think that'll even do?
I think it'll cool it faster and therefore it doesn't have to sit on the table as long. Like, I imagine you buying a Cold Stone Creamery.
Dude, if the end of this is we have to buy that or like a big walk-in freezer to put next to the machine, I'm out. Cancel the test. I don't want to do it.
I don't want a freezer. I just want a Cold Stone Creamery thing. It doubles. You can have ice cream sundaes.
Unreal. All right, the first test is ready, and it's going to be cooling them normal as is for different amounts of time. I think we'll do 0 minutes, 1 minute. What else, Kyle? 10, 30,
1 hour.
1 hour.
2 hours.
2 hours. More than that? 24 hours. Okay. That means this one's ready to go, and this one just came off. We're not even gonna let it cool. Boom. Boom.
0 minutes and 1 minute, ready to cool.
So something super interesting about trying to cool it on the other side is the sprue. So Kyle has to cut it while it's hot, which we don't typically do, but
nope,
no biggie.
Should be fine.
So you might think that because of gravity, it'll get puddle top, but because plastic shrinks, it could also dome up. So we really have no idea. All right, next up, some of you might know that our plastic has to be dried before it gets injected in the machine, and this is the dryer, the top of which stays pretty warm. Like right now, it's at 116 degrees. So one of these discs is gonna cool for a normal amount of cooling time, but on 100+ degree surface. And yes, the dryer is what makes that high-pitched noise, and it's even more annoying in person. Seltzer? Oh my gosh.
Hey Siri, remind me about the freezer in 30 minutes.
Hey Kyle.
Yes, sir.
What about on its side? Like just vertical?
It's kind of the 0 minute one.
That's true, but we cut the sprue.
Also true. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna prop it. There you go. That should fit.
That's weird.
That is.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
All right, I promised this would get silly. We got a bottle of anti-seize, some mold cleaner, and a Yeti water bottle. See what we can do.
geez, that's full.
Yeah. Centered, Kyle.
It's centered.
It's not centered.
Oh my gosh, it's centered.
Oh
Okay,
my
it's not
gosh.
quite. That feels right. I did it.
Hey, can I borrow your dog bowl, please? Please? Pretty please?
Oh, it fits.
Does it?
It sure does.
Oh, are we
And
doing
it
floating
floats.
on water?
You want me to submerge?
No, let's float this one. We'll submerge another. How's that?
We have 2 dog bowls, yeah. Oh, it's cold.
All right, one floating, one submerged, and last, but certainly not least. Seems like the wrong thing to do. So now it's cooling in the exact same way we cool literally every other disc, except it has dry ice on it. Normal.
That's cost effective.
Yeah, totally natural. If this works really well, we gotta find another solution. This can't be the solution.
I don't think so.
Really, this one comes down to chemistry, right? Like, do you think it'll affect, like, will the disc be more prone to cracking if we do like a durability test or something? We're
maybe?
both not the people to ask. We are both just not the ones to ask that question to.
We just don't hit trees, so we're not familiar with disc cracking.
Yeah. Could also dome up like crazy because it's rapid cooling.
That's my thought.
Someone else suggested liquid nitrogen. Nope.
I think
Hard
we have
pass.
a limit. Yep.
Yeah, this is our limit. I'm good here. 24 hours. I feel like I'm just now realizing
Yep.
we're both not going to be here tomorrow. This is definitely going to be 100+ hours. We'll have 2 hours and 100+. This is lightweight. It looks very much, it looks like a Berg.
It's kind of got a neon vibe to it.
It's, I was just gonna say, it's
Yeah.
even more neon than Berg. So we'll call this lightweight. What are we calling this?
I don't even know.
I don't even know what to call it. It's
But-
definitely got some dome to it.
Yeah,
But not like shocking bottle.
I think that's right. Yeah.
This one has to just be a mistake, right?
You mean the Berg Canyon there? Actually, that looks like a neon.
Dude, the best part is the weight is so much that the bottom of this is literally where the bottom of this is. This is like substantially more than a neon in
Wow.
person. So this will be heavyweight. The moment we've all been waiting for. This,
Terrible idea.
we live in like a snowy environment and we couldn't do this on a snow day. It's been snowing so much lately.
5 days prior, and this would have been perfect.
I know, why didn't we just do it then? Now we're doing it and it's 60 degrees outside. This is, oh my gosh, just, it feels rock hard, but it's totally flat.
I want to find a brick wall.
I don't want to do that. I think it's just almost no matter what, it would crack.
Yeah. Oh,
if,
yeah.
If we threw it right now. I'm curious once it sets if the rapid cooling messed with any kind of, you know,
I'm almost worried
chemistry.
cutting the sprue would possibly cause a crack.
well, we're about to find out. This has to just crack right off, right?
No?
I was nervous. It felt like TPU. It
Okay.
felt normal. This is just, I mean, of the ridiculous things we've done, this has to be,
That is the most ridiculous we've done so far
my gosh.
of things.
What is happening? All right. It's starting to actually become more domey from the last,
Jeez.
I mean, it's been out for what? A minute and a half, and it's actually like starting to get a really weird center dome.
That's interesting.
All right, it is 24 to what, 96 hours later?
Yeah.
It's not 24 hours later. It's the next week. But we have the test and we're ready to look at everything. Kyle trimmed them. He has seen them. I have not seen them. So just as a reminder, plastic shrinks when it cools. So the entire idea of this video is if we manipulate how it cools, will that affect the final product? And this is the 30-minute one. I pulled it out because this is how we typically cool our discs. We take them off the machine, put them on their backs, and go for 30 minutes. So this is kind of like the baseline. Tiny bit of dome, if anything, but not like, you wouldn't call this domey by any means. Technically, if I had to guess what's happening here, I would think that cooling discs faster means more dome, and cooling discs slower means less dome. All right, first up, 0 minutes. What? Kyle, they're practically the same.
I know, I had the same reaction.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Okay, so this one we took off the machine, put it on the rack. Do we not need to cool this the way we're cooling them? This is ridiculous. Okay, so that's, I mean, we'll keep going. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one separate. This test, I thought it would get weird here. It's immediately weird. This is crazy. Okay, so 1 minute. I mean, surely the same. Yeah, pretty much the exact same. 5 minutes, pretty much the exact same. 10 minutes, pretty much the exact same. 1 hour, the same. 2 hours, the same. And 24 hours. This has to be dead flat, right? I mean, it's pretty much dead flat, but it looks shockingly similar to 0 minutes. Okay, yes, it's definitely flatter.
Just a smidge.
A smidge flatter. Now this one we gave 0 cooling time to. This one we left it on a table and went to the Texas Expo and came back. And they're barely different? Kyle, what is happening? Okay, as far as 0 to 24 hours, this is already shocking. Off camera, what the people don't know is this disc will UFO dome on us sometimes.
Yep.
And the solution we have for that is longer cooling time on its back. And that didn't happen here.
Nope.
I'm looking at Kyle because we're trying to like understand what's happening and we have no idea. So, all right, next up. Right side up or upside down. Pretty much the exact same. What is happening?
Still can't answer you. I felt like that had like a smidge more dome than the rest, but like not enough. It should match 0 minutes, really.
Yeah, I think it has a smidge more if I'm looking for it to have a smidge
Yes.
more. But really, it's super subtle. I mean, yes, it's more than 24 hours. Okay. Sideways. Pretty much the exact same.
Full disclosure, I knocked that one over like 4 times because it was in the
good.
way.
Oh, good. Sweet. So this is a bust. Fridge. Now we're getting into some interesting stuff. Fridge, you guessed it, pretty much the exact same.
The fridge one, when I pulled it out, was not the exact same.
It was domey when you pulled it out.
Yes, which was really weird.
What is happening? Okay. Freezer. Subtle, but like, what's happening?
A more extreme dome when I pulled it out of the freezer. It looked UFO domed, so I am shocked that it settled over the weekend.
Yeah, if anything, this has dome for sure. But goodness gracious, this should be.
I thought it was going to be board flat. That's the one I was excited for.
Okay, hot. This has to be board flat. You thought that was going to be board flat?
I thought it was because
I would think this would be UFO domed.
I get it now, but at the time I didn't.
Okay, so this is the one I think should be board flat.
I agree.
And it is.
Yep.
For sure. This is flatter than 24 hours.
Yep.
This is easily the flattest one yet, beyond leaving it on its back for 96 plus hours. It's worth noting that any of these that are not the timed ones cooled for 30 minutes. So we did our 30-minute test on it to keep it like the baseline. And so this was cooled for less time on its back than the 24-hour, but at a higher temperature, and it made it flatter. That's interesting. So we just need not the Cold Stone Creamery, we need more hot surfaces.
We need hot plates.
Hibachi, teppanyaki style. Oh no, it's gonna be this and volcano onions. Okay, next up, lightweight. I'm so glad this actually did something.
Yes.
Okay, lightweight looks like a berg. Maybe more drastic than a berg?
I think berg is okay. There is more drastic than a berg.
It's not a neon, but it's not a
Yeah,
berg. It's
exactly.
right between the two. And this was not a heavy weight.
No.
Is the next one? No, the next one's the bottle.
Yes.
I'm now scared for the Yeti. The Yeti's gonna be horrible. Okay, so this is the bottle where we had cooled it like this. How is this not a super dome?
It's domey, but it's not as crazy as I thought it would. I thought gravity would affect it.
Yeah, this looks like a lot of those. What? I mean, this has to be. Is this horrid? I have not even seen this yet.
You'll see it.
Is it tough? Yeah, it's tough.
That's a neon.
It's a dog bowl.
Yes.
It's almost at the place where the sprue and the rim are literally flat, like if you laid it on a table.
Yep.
This is wild. So that one's not quite neon. This one's past a neon for sure.
Yep.
This is, oof. Okay. I would have put money on this working, so I'm glad it did. I also would have put money on other things that I would have lost money on, so at least some things aren't as crazy as we thought. The next one, oh, floating in water. This has to be nothing. Yep, it's just like every other one we cooled. And then this was underwater. Gosh, this was fully submerged and it's the same. This pretty much had a weight on top of it. This is wild. Last but certainly not least, the one you've all been waiting for, the dry ice. Is this silly?
I honestly don't remember at this point.
Okay. Dry ice, and no way, dude. It's domier, but like not, I mean, not really. Not too substantial.
It looks awfully similar to the freezer one.
What is happening? This is crazy. Okay, so I think it's time for the official flight test. First up, 30-minute. This is the control. By the way, I just got back from Texas. That's a canyon here and in Texas. That's exactly how it flies. Next up, Kyle's favorite, the freezer. This has slightly more dome, probably gonna fly pretty soon. I mean, outside of my inconsistency, that's the exact same test. Next up, hot. This is easily the flattest of them all. You know what I hate about that? People are gonna want that. Okay, have you seen any of these?
Have I seen them?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, Tom's filming. He hasn't seen any of these. You know what it is. He doesn't. This is the one that was cool with the lightweight on it. So we've
What?
got the Berg, between Berg and Neon. I bet it flies the same, zero glide though. Well, I pushed it harder for sure, but you could see it just drop out of the sky at the end. That was awesome. You also all know that Tom doesn't know what this one is. That was the lightweight. Do you know what this one's gonna be? It had a
No
lightweight
clue.
on top of it.
A heavyweight on top of it?
Heavyweight, let's
Dude,
go.
what? Cereal bowl.
It's crazy, right? Probably better for eating cereal.
I kind of like it.
You really, it runs into your grip on the bottom too. Not sponsored by Yeti, but made possible by a Yeti. Okay, did I throw that on like normal angle?
I think you threw it with a fair amount of hyzer, but I do think it's just dramatically more stable than the others.
Okay, we're gonna do one more and I'm gonna try to get it super flat. One more heavyweight. Dude, I think it's more overstable because I did that, not necessarily on Annie, but pretty flat.
Like zero glide on that, yeah.
Zero glide. That's crazy. And lastly, I really wanted this to just be a mound, but dry ice, pretty much the exact same as the control, which doesn't mean we're gonna buy a bunch of dry ice. That means we're gonna keep going with the control. Okay, so bottom line, the Canyon is a sick disc no matter how it cools. This is so fun. We get to do this every day. This is crazy. All right, so here's the final results. Cooling definitely plays an effect. More so with some of the things we thought wouldn't really matter, and less so with some of the things we thought would really matter. But I also think because it's an overstable 4-speed, we kind of need to revisit this with the ozone. Unfortunately, the ozone mold is broken right now, so we couldn't do it with that mold, but we'll do a part 2, and comment below if you have other ideas. So as always, oh wait, durability test. The control 30 minutes versus freezer and dry ice. If these don't crack on impact, then I think we can say that it didn't mess with the chemistry, but control first. Why? Why does it have to go so far? A little scuffing where it hit because I'm throwing it into a brick wall, but no cracking or anything like that. Freezer first. Yeah, this is fine. This is absolutely fine. Dry ice.
No.
I can't imagine it's any different, but also not a chemist. Yeah. It's fine. Just fine. Honestly, this might be my favorite video we've done yet. This was so much fun. So let us know if you have ideas for doing it again with more of like a driver or something like that. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to support the channel. We'll see you next time. So I'm just over here filming some B-roll right now, and I just hear Kyle going, "Hey Siri, set an alarm for 11:59. Hey Siri, set a reminder for this. Hey Siri, set an alarm for this." Dude, how many reminders do you have going right now?
I'm up to 6.
Oh my gosh. He's literally trying to run production right now on the Canyon, and I'm like, hey, let's do this while you're trying to do that.